I find it so funny how every other week, seemingly, Vladimir Putin has elected some new general to lead the war effort in Ukraine. And they have all these different nicknames. Now, General Death, now General Armageddon, next is going to be General Boogity Boom. Shut up, because none of it means anything and it doesn't really change what happens on the battlefield. You know, and you get the Western news reporters coming out talking about they were so vicious in the Afghanistan war, they were so vicious in the Syrian war, and they lead the war effort in Ukraine and get a shellacking. It literally means nothing to me. Furthermore, to you people who keep talking about Vladimir Putin's only using 10% of his forces to fight in Ukraine, that just goes to show a severe level of incompetency in Russia's military and leadership. A country the size of Ukraine, the second largest country in Europe, and a population of 40 plus million people, if you truly want to successfully invade and occupy, you don't start the invasion with 175,000 troops. Furthermore, in any type of war, especially in the 21st century, the very first objective is to weaken the opponent's ground forces. And a lot of the times, you can only do that with precision-guided missiles and an air force. Russia sent in convoys of tanks and ground units first, rather than sending in their air force, gaining air superiority, weakening Ukrainian air defense systems so that their ground forces could come in and clean up house. That's not what they did. They did the exact opposite, and that's why they got a shellacking in Kiev and why they still getting beat down. I mean, Ukraine, for Christ's sakes, is right next to Russia, and Russian logistics has completely capitulated and has been of no use. That's why they've struggled to maintain a war deep within Ukraine, because of logistic issues, which doesn't surprise me, because Russia's backbone for their military logistics is railroad systems. If Ukraine was allowed to fire missiles into Russia, things would be 10 times worse, because honestly, if I were a general, I would be blowing up every single one of those railroads in Russia and would completely freeze any possibility of them having logistics. It's a very World War II level method that is really outdated. And it just goes to show that Russia truly does not understand 21st century combat. Folks, for Ukraine to lose this war at this point, something catastrophic would have to happen. And if that's using the use of nuclear weapons, well, then that's going to just bring about a whole nother problem for Russia in terms of its standing in the world. I find it funny that Putin loves to say that he's going to war with the West and this is about fighting the West. But let me tell you something. Based off of what I'm seeing, if Russia was actually fighting the West, this junk would have been over a long time ago.